Well, what'd you think of that intro? I've been working on it a long time. I have really been studying the book of Enoch. This little book here, you can get it at any bookstore. You can look it up online and read it free. The book of Enoch, I just want to tell you a little bit background behind it. It was one of the books that was found along with Deuteronomy in some caves, and it was left out of the Holy Scriptures in the Bible because Jews decided not to put it in. One of the stories is the Pharisees and Sadducees that were in charge at the time in deciding what was put in the Bible and what was, considered Holy Scripture and what was not, had some discrepancies and some arguments about the true Jewish holiday and the times and the seasons, because Enoch alludes very strongly to the way the calendar should run. It disagreed with the Pharisees, who happened to be in charge at the time, and so they decided to leave the book of Enoch out and just keep it in their archives as historical records of the Nephilim, or the giants that lived on the earth back in Noah's day and after. And so they kept it as a historical book. In recent years, all the biblical historians, many of them, are alluding back to the book of Enoch because it talks a lot about the end time deception that's coming. Because in the Bible, Jesus even said, in the last days, as it was in the days of Noah, so shall it be in the last days. What was happening in the last days? I told you before, there were giants in the land. And these particular angels, back when Enoch was talking about their historical record of what they did, is they were sent down here to watch over humans and to report back to God what was going on earth. And a particular band of these angels began to make a pact between one another that they were going to change their form, come down, take them human wives that they started lusting after, and live with them. And so they did that. And they had children. These children were the giants. Now, the book of Enoch also talks about that they not only defiled mankind creation, how God meant it to be, but they tainted creation with birds, animals, and fish. So in other words, they mixed their their spiritual, supernatural seed that had become wicked with flesh and blood on the earth, all creation that God created. Somebody asked me the other day, because, in the scriptures from Enoch that I wrote, that you read in the intro, that when these Nephilim died, now the Nephilim was the creation created from the angels. It wasn't the fallen angels' name. It was the names of these creations that came from them, from mixing their seed, that was the spiritual seed, with flesh and blood. Because they came down and did this, those were called Nephilim. The Nephilim, when they died, became the wicked spirits and the evil spirits that roamed in the unseen realm in this world. It even said before they died, they had spirits. And now I'm going to reread the scripture. Now the Nephilim, who are produced from evil and flesh, from spirit and flesh, will be called on earth evil spirits, and they will live on earth. Evil spirits, they proceeded from their bodies because they were created from humans. From the sacred watchers was the beginning and primary origin. Evil spirits, they will be on earth, and the spirits of the wicked, they will be called. Now, if that's the case, then a lot of these spirits that we have roaming around on earth today that mimic, that could change their forms, just like the holy angels that fell from their holy state and became wicked, changed their form so they could appear human, so they could have sex with women and marry them, left their heavenly spiritual state to be that way. Why couldn't their dead offspring, the Nephilim spirits, those wicked evil spirits, mimic anything they want? That's my thing, guys. I really think that this is a key into knowing what these things are. There is no question. There are some kind of spirits out here on this earth. The question is, are they these evil, wicked, deceiving spirits that are left here on this earth? It's interesting that the book of Jubilees was also left out of the Holy Scriptures. And it alludes to the fact that 1/10 of the evil spirits will be allowed to harm humans. Not God's people, but the wicked. Those that don't serve God, that won't do what God said, that want to listen to these things. They're going to be left here to cause havoc on this earth. Poltergeists, could that be what they are? I'm just saying that we are in a place where we're wrestling not against flesh and blood, but principalities and powers, rulers of darkness in high places in this world. We're wrestling with things we can't see, and it calls them rulers and stuff. If these things came from a spiritual being, they still have spiritual supernatural powers. They can do what they want. They can appear in flesh form. They can do a lot of things. And it says right here that, and for the spirits of heaven, they will live in heaven. But as for the spirits of the earth, which were born on the earth, they will live on the earth. The spirits of the Nephilim will oppress, afflict, destroy, do battle. Now, it's not talking about the Nephilim that were alive, the giants. It's not talking about the giants that were here in Noah's day that did battle, like Goliath and his brothers and all. It's talking about the spirits, it says, of the Nephilim will oppress, afflict, destroy, do battle, and bruise on the earth. They will cause grief. They will not eat food, and they will be thirsty. Well, that sounds like a spirit to me. I had a spirit come to me one time, and he whispered in my ear, "I'm hungry." Okay, said they're not going to eat food, and they're going to be thirsty. They will cause trouble. They will rise up against the humans and against women because they have proceeded from them. Now, I just want to say, I think we need to be cautious. I think we really need to weigh everything out as good as we can, because we're not sure who we're dealing with when we're dealing with spiritual beings. There is no way to know that I can figure out at all what someone's talking to. You know, I could say my name is Gertrude. You know, I could say that I live in England. I could say that I am a wealthy, descendant from Henry VIII. I don't know, I could say a lot of stuff, but none of it's true. Who are we going to believe? I mean, I'm just telling you, these Nephilim spirits are still on the earth. They're still on the earth. Anyway, it's something to think about, isn't it? I'm not telling you that's all right, but I'm just saying, how are you going to know the difference? How are you going to know who you're really talking to? I don't just trust anything. In fact, I don't trust anything at all anymore. There's weird people out there doing strange things, but that's not the worst of it. Who are they being manipulated by? Because it said in there that these spirits would be with the wicked. So if someone is wicked and they've got a wicked spirit, are they being inhabited by these? Other scholars just call them downright demons. They're demons. And that's what I've called them many times. Spirits that are out of the body are demons. Demons they hunger and thirst for a body. They want a body. All these things. It's funny that demons want bodies, and then these disembodied Nephilim, why wouldn't they want a body back? They had one before. They know what it's like to have a body, so they can do more. Bodies give you the ability to move around, do what you want. Then they could eat, right? They could drink then, right? I saw a man one time, And he was drunk, but he was so drunk that he got an evil spirit. And when he was sitting at the table and he was eating, he was picking his food up with his hands. And as he was shoving it into his mouth, he was growling. And his eyes were green but beet red. And it was a demon scarfing down this food. The guy didn't know it. He wasn't eating that food. It was a demon in him eating the food. Now, we've got to be careful nowadays, y'all. We are in the end times, and we are in this place where there are going to be spirits coming around, dogmen, Bigfoot, humans that are demon possessed. I saw a person's face change one time. I don't know if it was a shapeshifter, but this person, literally, their face changed into a different face. And it wasn't them. Are those shapeshifters? I don't know, but I've dealt a lot with demonic people that have demons. And let me tell you, it's nothing to mess with, you know. And you don't want to have yourself open to things that can get in. And so that's why it's important that you have the tools to keep you safe and stay away from those tools that the demonic powers use to try to gain entrance into your life and into your home, into your thought life, into your dream life, because they will try to come in. And it all depends on you. Isn't it wonderful to know that you were created by God and that you are not created from a fallen angel, that you don't have a wicked, supernatural, powerful being that's wicked and demonic that caused you to come into this earth. You are a creation of God. Now, I was asked, how can God redeem these poor, that wasn't these Nephilim's fault that they were created? I may have already mentioned it, I'm not sure. So if I repeat myself, sorry. Well, it's just simple. God was the creator of mankind to have relations with mankind and have wives and husbands with mankind. He made the fish to have be with fish and their kind of fish, not just any kind of fish. He made the birds to be with their kind, with birds, and then their particular kind of bird. Dogs, cats, of course, they mix in, right? But, you know, creation was basically meant to stay within the bounds and realms of what God created. Well, these fallen wicked angels decided to play God. And their creation was not God blessed. God didn't touch it. God can't bless it because God didn't make it. You understand? That's why he can't say that. He's just saying, you created these things and you were wicked and spiritually wicked and did this, and now they're full of evil spirits, and when they die, I can't take them to heaven because they'll corrupt everybody. They're going to have to dwell on the earth until I deal with them in the end times. In judgment, he'll destroy all this wickedness. But until then, it's up to us to watch out what we do. Okay, I hope I didn't offend anybody. This is my thoughts, okay? This is my thoughts. I try to weigh out writings and teachings, and I try to just listen to everybody and try to get you to think, because I have dealt with wicked spirits and I was fooled, and they did act like they were my friend and kind to me and liked me until I met the real living God, the Creator, and they turned on me on a dime. And I know how they act. They know how to act good. They know how to give you a good feeling. Y'all just be careful, okay? All right, I'm going to make another video probably today. I don't know if it'll be up today. It'll probably be up tomorrow. And tell you a little bit of what's been going on here. I'm going to talk about dreams some. I'm going to talk about interpretations of dreams. If you're interested in that, everybody dreams. And dreams can be a way that God communicates with you. It also can be a way that other things can get into your head and try to communicate with you. So I'm going to give you a few keys on how to keep your mind covered when you're asleep, so you don't get attacked in your that state when you're dreaming. to be susceptible to the evil or something to come in to give you fright and terror. There's ways to cover yourself against that. And there's been times I haven't done that, and I've had some whopper dreams. So we got to be careful. Okay. I just want to let you know I really appreciate you. And if you hadn't subscribed, subscribe. And I love comments, and I really do try to talk to everybody. I'll leave you a comment if I can. If I've got anything to say, sometimes I'm kind of dumbfounded, and I'm going, I don't know what to say. That's just a wow right there. And I'll leave you a little heart. But if you like this, let me know. And also, you can tell me what you think. I'll be willing to listen. And I'll talk to you soon, okay? And let you know what's been happening around this homestead with all the weirdos. All right. Love you guys. Let me know. All right. Bye.